Hey, it's me again with a new episode, new person with so much of energy and enthusiasm. So, welcome and welcome back. And yeah, what are we waiting for? Let's just deep dive in and extract something new from this conversation. So, tune in and enjoy. Hello, Dimple. How are you doing? And thank you so much for connecting with us.
Hello, thank you so much for inviting. I'm doing great. Thank you for asking. How about you?
I'm doing wonderful as well. Thank you. So, shall we start?
Sure, sure. Excited.
Yes, likewise. And with that, why don't you tell us about yourself?
Yeah, sure. So, this is Dimple Agrawal. I am from Bihar and I am currently a student in journalism and mass communication course, and I am currently in my third year. And I am also doing graphic design, like that is basically what I am more inclined towards. And I am currently in graphic design. So yeah, that is me. And besides that, I'm kind of a curious person who is exploring different fields. And I landed to design for now, and like, but still exploring many other things.
Well, that truly sounds so fascinating. And you said that you are doing mass communication and journalism along with designing. So, isn't it hectic for you to manage both of them at the same time?
Yeah, it is hectic, but I'm doing the course online, so it's not that much. Like going to college is definitely very hectic, but I'm doing it online, so I have to attend live classes and I have to just switch tabs and softwares.
Okay, so you're enrolled in some online college. How come that possible? Why did not you opt for real offline classes?
Actually, there was some issues that I had, like some personal issues, because of which I could not go out for studies, and so basically I had to do everything staying at my home. So everything that I am doing, like studying as well as working, everything I'm doing staying at my home and remotely only. So
Does it bother you?
yeah, it does, but uh, it should not limit me. So that is what like pushes me.
Yeah, I mean, growing up, we all have this dream of moving out of city, joining new college, making new friends, and exploring many new things. However, you on the other side, you doing all those things while staying home, and you opted not to think over it and just keep on going with the flow.
Yeah, like that was the option that I only had. Like I did not have that option of going out. So it was all about controlling the controllables and not bothering about what I could not control. So I just did what I could do. So I knew that I could not go out, but I should not. I was clear that I should not make that as an excuse of not doing anything. Like if I could not go, I could not do this. I cannot do that. So I did not want to make that as an excuse. So trying my best to do whatever possible from here itself.
Yeah, and I this is exactly what I always talk about, that if you're stuck in some situation, try to look at the brighter side instead of crying over it. However, we cannot also deny the fact that we are humans, and humans do feel emotions. We do feel sadness. We do feel bad. So, how did you overcome with that phase of your life?
Yeah, definitely. Like, I would say it was bothering me a lot, like seeing your friends and everybody going out and doing stuffs and everything. So it was bothering me, and it does bother me now too. But yeah, like I would say, situation has made me this way that I tend to accept things more often. Like, um, I have prepared myself to accept things and to only work upon what I can. So I think it is bothering me. I do cry and I do like I do think a lot over things, but yeah, like that is how you shape, right? That is how you make your journey exciting and interesting. Like if if you do everything that everyone is doing and you're expecting the extra outcome, anything, uh, any other outcome, that is not possible. So I think life has prepared me for this, and like universe is giving me a different route to take to craft a new story. That is how I see it.
Yeah, so true. And you know what I figured in my life so far is that having a normal life is very much monotonous. And having a life like a roller coaster, it's very exciting, it's very thrilling because you get to face so many ups and downs. And yeah, I think it's far better than the normal life.
It depends on the person too, I would say. Like somebody likes the stable life and somebody likes the roller coaster one, and it all depends upon the person. But yeah, definitely, if you go through ups and downs, you learn a lot. Like if I had not been into this situation, I would say I would not have learned so much that I have today. So I think that is the best thing that happens to you.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what we look for, right? Learnings. Every time we face a new situation, we learn how to deal with it, we learn how to cope up with things and stuff. And I personally believe that having a roller coaster life is much, much, much better.
Yeah, like that makes your story interesting too. Like I would not have been here if I had not been through that roller coaster, right? If I had been if I had been doing things that everyone is doing, I would not have been here, right? So to make someone inspired, you need to go through ups and downs so that others can get inspired too. So you can see it this way also.
Correct, correct. So moving on, you said you're into designing. So like how and when did you get fascinated by this thing? Was it like your childhood dream?
No, definitely not. I never knew that I would be a designer when I grew up. Like it was never a dream, and it definitely was never a choice. I would say this field chose me, no, and I did not choose the field. Field chose me because I never knew about it. It was in this journey of exploring different fields and everything. I came across it, and I was fascinated by it. So I just kept on pursuing it and learning more and more about it, and I found it really fascinating. So that is why I'm continuing it. So yeah, before that, like in my 10th and in my 12th, I was more fascinated towards biology, and I wanted to go into I wanted to clear NEET and go into medical colleges and study all of that. But yeah, like I said before, I could not go out because of personal reasons. So I had to put that dream aside, and I had to figure out something of my own, something other that I can do from my home. So I explored different fields, and I came across this media world and everything. I literally never knew it existed. Like it was all around me. I'm like,
Um,
when I wonder about it now, it was all around me, and I never knew that it is a field that can be explored. So yeah, so that is how I came across it. I searched different fields and everything. So came across different fields, like other fields too, that I could do, but I was not interested. And when I started designing, I was like indulged into it, and I found that this is the thing that I should pursue. So that is how it is going.
well, life is pretty uncertain, isn't it? Like few years ago, you had no idea that you'll end up here, and look at you now. So, how does that feel?
Yeah, definitely. I like literally believe it very firmly that it is very uncertain. Like you don't know where you can go in 1 year or even in 6 months. You have no idea. Maybe you think that you are not worthy of anything 6 years, 6 months before or 1 year before, but in 1 year you can literally change yourself and your life.
I believe everything happens for a reason.
Definitely, I believe it too.
Right. Okay, so anyone out there who's listening to us and wanted to pursue this designing thing, could you please walk us through your journey? Like, tell us about everything. How did you start, and what was your first step?
Yeah, sure. So, to everyone who is listening to this, if you want to go into design, I would say first, don't think of design, think of it as a subject. Like for any field, I would say, think of it like this. Uh, like it is one thing is subject and one thing is software. So if you want to go into design, first learn about the subject, like what design actually is, why is it important, like how it influence us. So all these things comes under subject, like why is it important to do. And learning the software is the other aspect of it, like learning Photoshop, learning Illustrator, learning Canva and other stuffs and other software. So it comes under the execution part, like whatever you have thought, you can execute it on that software. So that is a different thing, and learning a subject is a different thing. What I have noticed is people learn the software and think that they are a designer, but that is not true. Like you can make excellent designs on the easiest software, and you can not even create a basic design on the heavy softwares. So learning a subject is a primary thing, and that takes time. Like learning a subject takes much time. Like the more you pursue it, the more you will learn about it. Like the deeper I go into things, I learn more about it. That okay, this is the thing that matters too. This is the thing that is affecting it too. So all these things. So yeah, to give it into steps, I would say first first divide it into a subject and a software thing. And you can like there are different platforms to learn these skills. So first of all, YouTube, of course, YouTube is definitely a great place to learn anything you want. So go to YouTube and search for how to become a graphic designer or how to learn design, and you will find different playlists. You can go through them, you can just binge watch uh, the videos. And second thing, I would say you can take the courses. I personally prefer courses because it's more organized. So when I started, I took Udemy's graphic design course. And so there are different stages into it, like learning the subject. As I said, in subject it comes like there are different theories that you need to learn and everything. So I would say first go to Udemy, go to Coursera, or go to other learning platforms, or go to YouTube and for the for search for the course, and you will find it over there. Like with Coursera, I would say, if you are a student watching this, with Coursera there is a financial aid feature they have. Like they literally give you free access to course if you are a student and you submit your student ID. So definitely that's very useful. I have personally taken many courses through auditing the courses through financial aid. So Coursera is a great platform. You can take courses on Udemy. So I would say take courses and get real life experiences. Like instead of learning theories, instead of doing things on your own, or like just learning about things, I would say take real life experiences. Take an internship in any company. Like maybe it can be remote if it's not possible for you to go to office, or you can go to an office and do in office internship, or you can also work for someone as a freelancer. So anything that exposes you to the real world, you can like take that path. So first I would say first learn the subject, learn the software, like basic of subject and then the software, and then try to take an internship in any place possible. First like in the starting years, if someone asks you to do for less, or do for free, even like if you're learning something, I would say in the starting years it is fine to work with someone with whom you can learn. So yeah, like after that you can figure out the path. After that, it's not that tough. Like when you continuously learn and learn, you can figure out the path if you want to go into a company, or if you want to do an internship, or you want to work with an agency or work as a freelancer. So that's a different thing. But for starting, I would say first take on real life projects and take on real life experiences.
Well, I guess it's a great help in every way possible to anyone who want to go for it. And it actually feels so good listening from someone who actually started from zero and now doing excellent in her job.
Yeah. So I think like it all starts from zero only. Like I never thought it all starts from zero, I would say. And with time it enhances, and as you develop your skill, you get into better companies, you get into better work and everything. So yeah, everyone starts from zero.
Yeah, true. So you work in some company?
Yeah, actually, currently I joined a company. It's a SaaS based company out in Canada. Before that I was doing an internship. Like when I started learning about it, it was around 2022, like when I passed my 12th. And I started exploring. So I think 6 to 7 months I took into exploring different fields. I tried out digital marketing, tried out other many other fields too, like doing an Instagram page and other stuffs. um, but that did not work out for me. And then I like around November or December of 2022, I came across designing thing. I took Udemy's course, and I learned about the subject, learned about the software. And in start everyone uses the crack software. So yeah, I did that. And and then in February of 2023, I joined an internship in an agency. So over there I learned a lot, like literally a lot. And that is why I'm saying real life experiences matters, because over there you know what actually the world wants, and what actually you have to do. So after that I did the internship for around 5 to 6 months, and then I left the internship because of the culture over there. And like it was not working out for me. And then I started some freelance work and everything. So worked on a few projects, and currently I'm into a company doing a job.
Well, great. So they're paying you, right?
Yeah, now definitely a good pay.
Okay, you're making money. How did you feel when they handed you your first ever salary?
It was like out of the world feeling. I cannot explain that, but definitely something that, like, it was very small amount for the first time that I received, but it was something that I cannot explain. It was just like wow feeling.
Yeah, that feeling must be very surreal.
Yeah, it was like very pushing thing for me. It was like for the first time, like after going through everything, I was like I cannot do anything. Like what if, like if I ever be able to do anything or not, like all those feeling. And with that you get your first money in your hand, and you're like okay, it's not it like you definitely can do something more. So that was a confidence building thing.
Yeah, right. The confidence at that time is just eye touching. And you feel like everything
Yeah.
is working out for you and you have everything figured out in your life.
I would not say that feeling, like everything figured out one, but something I have figured out.
But you get this feeling like even for just few seconds, you feel it.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. How do you see yourself after 5 years or so?
Nice question, but but now like I have stopped imagining this thing, because as I said, 1 year can change a person's life completely. So I like literally have been through this, that In 1 year, I have changed a lot, and a lot that I could not ever imagined. So when I think of it, like, where will I be in 5 years? I cannot think of anything because I don't know where I will be in 1 year. Like, I cannot think of anything. So I would say I don't have answer to this question, but yeah, definitely better than where I am today.
Hmm. Life is full of uncertainties, and you never know. Anything can happen anytime. It's a trajectory.
Yeah, you don't know where you can go in 5 years. Like, it's very long phase, and you don't know. You literally can change anything you want in those years.
Yeah, and this makes me ask you this question about success. We all know that the definition of success is different for everyone. It just varies from person to person. So I want to ask you that what is your definition of success? How do you see it?
Okay, so I would say I don't have answer to this question as well because I am also in that stage of figuring out what is the definition of success for me. Because when I think of it, I had the definition of success that I had 1 year ago is completely different from what I have now. So I think at every stage you have different definitions of it. But yeah, I read it somewhere that everybody everybody like for success, you should have success in every aspect of your life and not in just career or money. Like, if you divide your life into health, relationships, career, and money, like everybody's life revolve around these four pillars: health, relationship, career, and money. So you should always have success in every field. Like, it's not 10 on 10 that you need to have in all these pillars. Like, what I'm saying is you should have 5 on 10 on money side and 5 on 10 on health side too. Like people ignore their health and relationship for focusing on career, and they also ignore career and money to focus on relationship and health. So I read it somewhere and it's like very true that you should always keep a balance between everything. Like, you should not ignore your health too, and you should not ignore your career aspect too. You should not ignore your relationship aspect too. So maintaining a balance in every pillars is important. So that is currently what I have in my mind for success, is to maintain a balance between these four pillars. But yeah, definitely I'm not up to the mark in all these pillars and trying to improve. So yeah, that is what it is for now.
Yeah, certainly. Like chasing success is a never ending process, and we keep on striving for success. And I think we must celebrate our small wins because those are the things which fills our life with happiness. And yeah, overcoming hurdles is still a victory, right? What do you think?
Definitely, like, you should always celebrate those little moments and everything, because the long term success will definitely take time because it's long term. Like the 5 year plan, the 10-year plan, the big successes that take a long time to achieve and to keep you motivated in the journey. You should always celebrate those small wins so that you can have the motivation to work for that big dream that you have.
Yeah, and it's not even promising that you will feel happy. I mean, of course, yeah, you will feel happy if you achieve that thing. But once you get there, you will be wanting more and more of it. So you see, it's a never ending process.
Yeah, you will again have a new definition of it.
Exactly. You talked about those four pillars just a while ago. So I want to take a moment and ask you about that health pillar. To be more specific about the mental health, because you've been through a lot of things. So I want to ask you that how do you keep a track? How do you keep a check on your mental health? Because it's indeed a very important topic, and we must talk about it.
Yeah, so good question. So I would say whenever I feel low and whenever I had all those overthinking and everything in my mind, I developed a habit over time of journaling that helped me a lot. Like when I passed my 12th, as I said, there was a lot that was going out in my life, in my personal life, and as well as uh, in my career aspect of it. So I had a lot going out, and I had a lot to deal with, and I was not able to share it with people because people also take it otherwise. Like the way you're feeling it, people don't understand that and everything. So I developed a habit of talking to my notebook and talking to my diary and writing my thought over there and writing down things over there. So I think that helps a lot because that helps you clear out whatever you have in your mind. And many of the times we tend to overthink, even if the thing is very small. So when you write that down, you choose words to write, and that helps a lot because you get to know that okay, it's not that big thing, and it's very small thing. So just don't overthink on it. So I think that is one best thing that I have ever done is to write my thoughts down.
True, journaling is indeed a best way. Paper has more patience than people, and yeah, not everyone will be there when you need them, right? And I think they can never get your point because they have not been into your shoes. So I think it feels so great when we write our emotions and when we document our this phase in paper.
I like that one, by the way. Paper has more patience than people. A good one.
Yeah, exactly.
And yeah, like even if you're not comfortable with papers, I would say you can just record your voice note or you can just record a video or anything, like just take your emotions out. And if you have good friends around you, if you have good people around you, if you have good relatives or good cousins around you, you can share your thoughts with them. You can just talk to them and feel better.
Yeah, right. For me, I always go for writing. That's my thing. But yeah, it could be different for everyone.
Yeah, it depends. I also prefer writing over recording and everything.
Do you write poems by any chance?
Yeah, actually, I never knew I could write, but in the phase of just writing down my thoughts, I just made it rhythmic. So I started writing poems too.
Well, then we'd definitely love to hear any of your pieces, but that we'll save for later.
Yeah, sure. I'll till that time I'll like just find it out on my phone.
Sure. Okay, before concluding this video, I would like to ask you this my favorite question, which I always ask to people whenever I'm having some mindful conversation with them. And that question is that what is the best thing which you learned in your life so far?
That made me think. Actually, there are a lot of things that I have learned. Like every day is a new learning, and everything taught me different things. But if I have to see one thing that I have learned is to fail more often. Like whenever you fail more, you learn more. Whenever you fail more, you develop a resilience and you develop a critical thinking habit of understanding why things are not working and just and that makes you strong. So if I had to say one thing, that can be failing more often and learning from the mistake that you made.
That is definitely a great insight, I must say it. And with that, now it's time to implement what you have promised us, and that is to recite one of your poems.
Can I share that in Hindi?
Why not?
Okay, so I found a one. This I wrote 1 year ago in 2023. This is for all the silent fighters out there. So this goes like this. कभी गिरकर उठना है तो कभी जख्म में भी चलना है, कभी टूटना है तो कभी वापस जुड़ जाना है। इन पत्थरों से क्या डरना, हमें तो आसमां छूना है। सफर तो लंबा है साहब, इन हालातों से ही तो लड़ना है।
Oh my god, that is so motivating. That just touched my heart.
थैंक यू सो मच।
You're a great writer.
नॉट अ ग्रेट वन बट या
Yes, you are. Trust me.
थैंक यू सो मच फॉर दैट।
I love poems because poems are like just a combination of few words, but they can actually speak a lot. They hold so much emotions that those words can speak. So I love to read poems whenever I feel down or whenever I feel excited too.
Yeah, same here. I love poems and quotes a lot. Like they tell a lot. Like they are very deep, and I love deep written poems and everything to explore that. Like what was the thinking behind writing that thing? So I too love that.
Yeah, yeah, me too. And speaking of quotes, do you have any favorite quotes?
I have a lot actually, but currently in my mind, yesterday I was reading a book called The Mountain Is You, and I have one quote of that book in my mind for now. It was like I don't have the exact words, but it was like your new life is going to cost your old one. Like it was around that if you are thinking of something big, you have to make these sacrifices, and the things that you have now is going to cost you for the future that you are dreaming of. So it was like your new life is going to cost you your old one. It is going to cost you your comfort zone, your sense of direction, your relationships, your friends. It is going to cost your you being liked, you being understood, and that is all worth it for the new life that you are dreaming of. And all you're going to lose in the way is what was built for a person you no longer are.
That that's so well written.
Yeah, actually, that's a great book. Like, I was reading that yesterday, and it has many insights. And this is the quote that I read yesterday, and it's still in my mind.
Yeah, books are indeed a great source of all the learnings and everything. I just love reading books. How about you? Are you bookworm?
Like, I would not say I'm a bookworm, but I try to read books because that's a great source of learning, and they're very interesting as well as very nicely written books that I think I should read to change my perspective and to learn a lot more. So I just sometimes I force myself to read it, and I'm also trying to develop a habit of learning books. So it's not daily thing, but sometimes I read, and yeah, I have read a few books that has helped me a lot.
Okay, why don't you share with us then?
Yeah, sure. So there are like I mostly prefer self help books, and I read Atomic Habits. I read Ikigai. I have read This Mountain Is You. I'm currently reading The Alchemist, The Power of Subconscious Mind, and like a lot more books.
Yeah, I have read The Alchemist and Atomic Habits and Ikigai. I mean, I've read all of those books, aside from This Mountain is Hue. And I think Atomic Habit is the like it's a banger, it's a best-selling book on habit building, and I think everyone must read this book.
Atomic Habits is incredible book. Like I have this thing, like I have this learning from that book in my mind. It speaks about being 1% better every day. Like if you become 1% better every day, it compounds over years, and in 1 year it just compounds, and it's a very big difference that you can see. So if you're just becoming 1% better every day, it will compound, and you just when you look back, you won't be able to believe what you were a few years ago. So I just love that thing about that, and there are many different actionables that that book has, like stacking your habit thing. If you want to build one habit, just stack it in between the two already existing habits. So that is one more thing, and like there are many different actionables. So definitely a great book, and definitely I'll recommend it.
Correct, correct. So, anyone who's listening to this, if you haven't read it, what are you doing in your life? Just go and read it.
Yeah, for sure. You can definitely derive something that you can take and some actionables that you can work upon.
Yeah, right. So, with that, now it's time to wrap up this conversation. And I must take a moment to appreciate your present here today. It was just so amazing talking to you, learning something new. And yeah, it was just so great. Thank you. Thank you so much for connecting with us. Thank you so much for reflecting on those points.
Same here. Thank you so much for having me. It was all my pleasure. Thank you so much. Like, I literally learned a lot today. Thank you for that.
So, thank you so much, everyone, for listening. And I really hope you enjoyed this episode. And yeah, just keep on shining, growing, keep on learning, and spreading positivity around yourself. Have a great day.